Hey, it's Travis Anderson here. In this video, we're going to talk about what are those best CRMs that you should be using. Hello again, Travis Anderson here with Keller Williams Realty. We're helping you strategize your goals and holding you accountable to your activities. So, what is the best CRM for you to use as a realtor? First we might want to ask, what are the best functions we're looking for out of a system? At bare minimum, we're looking for something that would hold your data, like the name and the phone number and the email and the address, maybe birth dates, maybe a note section, things like that. So at bare minimum, we want something that holds that type of data. Good news is, your phone probably functions perfectly well for that, as does Google Contacts. And so many other programs function perfectly well for holding data, like an Excel spreadsheet. So why do we as realtors fight so hard about what system we're going to use? Well, let's talk about some of the other things that we might expect from a CRM. We might want it to be actionable, meaning we can schedule a workflow. Maybe we want to set up time-based activities. So on day 0 we do this, and on day 10 we do that. On day 15 we do this, and on day 27 we do that after the contact is entered. That's something that Google doesn't allow for, and neither does our phone. So now we're getting into a little bit more complexities. How about the ability to send a mass email? Most email programs don't allow for it. Most customer relation management programs, or CRMs, do allow for it. How about sending a mass mailer? Or how about connecting it to your social network? Or what if we have a calendar function to it? All of those little things are going to help you better serve your client. I think for me, when we sat down and decided on the best system for our team, we first decided what are we going to use it for? And then we started to test things out. Most are good, none of them are perfect for me specifically. Most programs are good, none are perfect for me. We also thought that a lot of them are very complex, right? They don't function properly. It just was, I felt like an ancient caveman fumbling around with fire for the first time, right? Like I had to reinvent, not necessarily reinvent the wheel, because the wheel is there, but I had to reinvent how to use the wheel. And I didn't really like that piece of it either. Another thing that we ran into, hardly zero of them, maybe 1 or 2 of them has a good mail function, meaning you can send a piece of mail from it. Almost none of them have an individual mail piece where you can send an individual mail. We also ran into bad analytics on the back end. A couple of the really big programs, some of the best in town, have really bad email analytics on the back end. Because of these discoveries and the lack of perfection from any one system, we actually discovered that there's at minimum 2 systems that people should probably be using. 2 systems at minimum, which means you might have more than 2 systems. Number 1 would be data collection. We use an Excel spreadsheet, right? Name, phone number, address, email address, and notes. You can do all of that in an Excel spreadsheet. You can also label, you can sort, you can print labels, you can export, you can import into any system you want. So we find Excel to be the best place for us to hold the data. The second system would be some sort of a follow-up system for leads. The second system you're going to want is one to follow up with your leads. Now, we also have found that an Excel spreadsheet works really well for that. So we're using an Excel spreadsheet for both data collection as well as lead follow-up. You might find other systems helpful for lead follow-up. Now, the way in which you communicate to your database is going to determine the system that you choose. So those are the 2 systems that we recommend at minimum, is a data collection system and a lead follow-up system. But we also went a step further, because we send 12 pieces of mail every year. We send 12 emails every year, and we're socially connected to these people, and there's some other things that we do throughout the year. So we also have an email analytics program. So we have an Excel spreadsheet and an email analytics program. That way we can send mass emails, we can see who opens the emails, we can see who clicks on the links in the emails, we can go ahead and follow up with those people directly, etc. The third piece is we have a mail program. So we actually have one company that does all of our mailings, and they have our address list. So we need to maintain, on my team, we need to maintain the database, the email list, as well as the mail list, just to function as a company, just for us to be functioning as a successful company. You see, what we've discovered through this process, narrowing this down, is there is not one perfect system. There's not one perfect system. However, there are very good systems for each different set of objectives that we might have. So let me go through a few of the programs that we've used in the past. We've used the product called More Solds. Really great product that was put together by, he's an agent at Keller Williams. Really good product. I believe the cost of that was $14 a month. It's really good at data collection. It has a built-in email program and has pretty good analytics on that, I believe. It also has a transaction manager for handling those transaction tasks that you might have. Really good product for $14 a month. The reason we quit using that product is because as our team got larger and larger, it just got harder for us to manage. An Excel spreadsheet, very easy to manage. Another program that we've used in the past is Top Producer. Love Top Producer. I think it's a great program. Again, very good for collecting data. Visually attractive when you're looking at the contact. It also is good for birth dates as well as spouses' birth dates and anniversary dates. So Top Producer is a very good program. The reason we're not using Top Producer, horribly expensive when you get to the size of a team that we have. Now we start spending a couple, $200-300 extra a month. No thank you, I'd rather dump that into lead generation. Another program that is available to us that I've used is eEdge. eEdge is our program at Keller Williams. Love this system, it's very good. The reason we're not using eEdge right now is because I have all of my stuff inside a spreadsheet and inside one email analytics program. And I just don't want to have to now move them from this other program into eEdge. But I think that it's a perfectly good system for what that might need for us. I know this is a lot of information, but here's the cliche that you've heard in the past. Choose a system that you will use. I think there's some context missing there. I believe you should choose a system that meets the needs of your communication that you will be doing to your database. Therefore, if you have a system that does good email and you plan on doing good email, that's a good system. If you have a system that does good mail and you plan on doing good mail, that's a good system. But if you plan on doing both, you may need two systems. And if you're like me, you actually have 4 total systems. We have our database data collection system, which essentially is an Excel spreadsheet. We use that same system for our lead follow-up, as well as our transaction management process. So Excel is one system, one tool that we use for those 3 systems within my team. But then we also have an email program, we have a mail program, and then we have a lead generation platform. Like a website, we use Real Geeks, okay? So there is no perfect system, and if there is, you shoot me an email or give me a call. But what I do know is that your database matters. Gary Keller says your database is your business. And if that's the truth, we sure as well better get a good CRM to help us handle that business. My name is Travis Anderson with Keller Williams Realty. I'm helping you strategize your goals and holding you accountable to your activities.